Ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, welcome to the Final Four of the Brisbane05Blaster World Cup Season 1. Feel the game. That's one of our quotes for this cup. So, we had 16 teams battling for the trophy, but only 4 are now in the hunt to grab one of the prestigious trophies we haven't seen or they haven't got in the history of football. And that is obviously the Brisbane05Blaster World Cup. But now let's introduce our first team who has made it. We have one of the dark horse teams in Europe and have got a biggest fairy tale runs in the history of tournament, and that is none other than Sweden. Yes, Sweden actually went this far back in the 1994 FIFA World Cup where they were bronze medalists. But this time, or this is the time, that they are here for the big trophy, as they just need to keep on believing. For their semi-final run, they managed to cruise past two South American giants, Brazil and Argentina, to get here in this auspicious semi-finals, as they're up against Colombia. Can Sweden make history and win this trophy? Well, ignore this win to the grand final here. We'll edit that shortly. But yeah, can Sweden make history and become champions? We don't know. But our next team happens to be one of the dark horse teams in South America. But sadly, they have only managed to win one Copa America, and that is all the way in 2001. But they haven't won anything big. And that's Colombia. We already have one underdog team from Europe, but now we also have an underdog team hailing from South America. That's right, it's Colombia. Colombia is one of the dark horse teams for many years, as they had talented players in the past, but sadly could not win the World Cup for their country. But it all changes, as they have bet two favourites in the competition, Spain and Germany, to go this far in the semi-finals. Only one can make history and win the World Cup for their country, as they challenge Sweden in an all-underdog semi-final. Can Colombian players have that flair and rise and move on to the grand final? We just don't know. Because both of these teams, Colombia and Sweden, have a bit of flair. And that's why they've managed to cruise past these 4 giants who are like trying to stop them and end their run here. But they're just not giving up. That's what football's all about. But now next, we have one of the best teams who have sadly not won anything apart from the 1966 World Cup and have been unlucky with controversial decisions. You know, the Maradona hand of God against England in the 1986 semi-final, or the Frank Lampard disallowed goal against Germany in the round of 16, the 2010 World Cup one. Yes, those type of controversial decisions. And that is England. England are one of the best teams of all time. But despite their talented youngsters and greatest player of all times, they sadly could not win any more trophies. However, their semi-final run for the tournament has been decent, as they knocked out Poland in the round of 16 and Italy in the quarterfinal, thanks to a Steven Gerrard goal. They challenged France, what is yet to be one of the biggest games we have ever seen. Will it come home? Will the trophy be coming home? Of course, that's one of the England quotes here. It's coming home. That type of quote. That's why I made it up. Will the trophy be coming home? We'll just see and find out, because England are the favourites here. But they're not the only ones here, as our last semi-finalists have one of the best peaked players, and one of them who will become the world's greatest player in football history, and that is France. France had a wonderful football season, as they are 2-time World Cup and Euro champions, as their players have worked hard to reach the trophy that they haven't got, the Brisbane05 Blaster World Cup. France had a dominating display in the knockout stages as they bet South Korea in the round of 16 and Cameroon in the quarterfinals thanks to a wonderful brace from Thierry Henry. They're in this prestigious semi-final match against England as they're fighting for success. Will France have the potential to be the champions? Technically, it's anyone's game. It depends, basically. Because these four greatest teams, are fighting for one trophy that they haven't got. And that is the Brisbane05Blaster World Cup. So these are your final four teams for this tournament. I really hope you enjoy this one, as this match or this tournament is going to be the greatest. And I'm not lying, it's actually going to be the greatest. Because Sweden's dark horse players like Ljungberg and Henrik Larsson, Colombia's Faustino Asprilla, England's Gerrard, David Beckham and Paul Scholes, and France Thierry Henry, Zidane and Robert Pire. These type of players, they need to find a bit of flair here if they could reach the final. Because it's anyone's game at this stage. Like I told you, it is the tournament of fairy tales. This tournament is basically the tournament of fairy tales. So anything can happen. Clearly, anything can happen. But I really hope you enjoyed this one, as I really can't wait for this semi-finals, as they will be uploaded next week. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I'm just really that excited. That's why I'm like having more detail to share to you, but still. So make sure you subscribe. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as it can really help me, can really motivate me in the future, as I really want to make videos for you in the future. That's all I want to say. But I really hope you enjoyed this one, as our next tournament video will be Colombia, or Sweden, technically, versus Colombia, as this match is going to be the greatest. But remember, who will be the Brisbane05Blaster World Cup champions? We're just going to see and find out right after we see the semifinals.